Hey folks, Jim Sterling here with a little bit of a, I guess, celebratory video because we've hit another subscriber milestone. I was going to hold off until I reached 300,000, but I guess I'll do my usual Squirty Play subscriber special for the 300,000, but 250,000 is still a decent milestone, so I thought I'd do a little sort of thank you, sort of an ad-free thing, so that it'll go on the Jimquisition.com as well, because I'll talk about basically stuff that incorporates everything I do, because it's nice to do a little update, as well as just a nice celebration and a nice thank you to all of you for your lovely support. And I guess we'll kick things off with that. Thank you very much for the support, the love and everything that's come my way, especially in this past year, which of course has been exciting and wonderful and terrifying and challenging, and also the best professional year of my life so far. You know, when I moved away from traditional media to strike it out on my own, I was kind of panicking. You know, what if it went horribly wrong? I really didn't want to go back to traditional media. I still do not ever want to go back to traditional media. I've never been this happy, this energized to do the work that I do. Never been this excited to do the Jimquisition. Never been more eager to get up in the morning and start making videos. Never been more proud of the writing that I've been doing on the Jimquisition.com and everything like that. And that's ultimately up to you folks for doing that. I mean, just today has just been a wonderful day for me. You know, I got up and was a few subscribers away from the 250,000 mark, and then I crossed it just before sort of leaving to get my hair cut, which was also a lovely thing that happened today. Got my hair done, looking lovely. The guy doing my hair said that he was talking about me because we've been talking about my work, and he was chatting about my video work in the shop, and then one of the customers kind of freaked out and said, "Oh my god, does Jim Sterling get his hair cut here? I'm a big fan of his and I hope I see him in the shop at the same time sometime." So that was a nice ego boost for me. And at the same time, we looked at sort of the earnings that Squirty Play and Early Access Squirt Bests of Steam Greenlight trailers, all that stuff, has been doing for me, and that broke a record today. So that's amazing. That goes into our paying off taxes plus me buying shit and tat fund. So that's been amazing. That all just happened today. The last day of the month is also a day where the Patreon sort of subscribers go down as you know, as the piper comes for his payment, and it's just been going up today, which has been amazing. We actually broke a record for that for the Patreon this past month, this past, well, I guess last week. So that's been just incredible. So all that wonderful stuff's happened today. We also have the Jimquisition t-shirts, which people have just been, you know, chomping at the bit to get, have been demanding to see. That we have all the final designs for launch. There'll be more coming in the future, but I've got the launch designs down, and they're with Shark Robot now. And if all goes well, I fully expect the store to launch this coming Tuesday. So way sooner than I expected. So next Tuesday, fingers crossed, shortly after the weekend, there'll be t-shirts designed by myself for the ideas, and then the work done by Crystal White and David North, two very talented artists, who of course will be profiting off of the work as much as me. So, you know, that's all in order, and they are just fantastically talented and deserve the shirts getting bought, because they've done amazing work. Like I gave them ideas for the shirts that are basically shirts I want to wear, and they've surpassed my expectations. They are fantastic, and I can't wait to show them to you, and also to buy them myself. I'm really looking forward to it. As far as the Jimquisition.com goes, I mean, that's just going better than I could have anticipated. I'm going to have to buy more the more space for that, because it keeps reaching its data limit, because presumably a lot of people are checking it out, which is fantastic. Podquisition continues to be the most successful podcast I've ever done. You know, it routinely gets at least 30,000 listens a week, which is pretty damn good for a podcast. And considering a podcast is usually the weakest thing a website has, I can only assume that the reviews I'm writing are getting well read as well, which is wonderful. In fact, most of the I check the traffic referrals. I don't normally check out trafficy things because I don't like to obsess over that, because otherwise I will obsess over it. But I checked that out, and most of the listens for the Podquisition come from the gymquisition.com. So Podquisition success is the main site success, and I'm very proud of that, because I still love writing, and I'm really glad that people are checking out the written work that's there as well. And commenting more and everything now that we put the Discus system in, so people have been enjoying that. If there's any more improvements people would like, let me know. There are some that have already been suggested to me, which I've taken on board, and we'll be looking into sorting that out. At some point I'm going to get an actual designer in there, someone who knows what they're doing, someone who's not me, to make the site look better, look less WordPressy. I love WordPress as a thing. I mean, people give me shit, like some commenter was giving me shit the other week, like, oh, you're a shit reviewer and that's why you only write on a WordPress blog anymore. And I'll tell you this much, WordPress is a better fucking bit of software than on any professional website I've ever worked for. It's just so easy to use and versatile, and I love using it. But the site could do with looking a little less generic, and I know that there are talented people who can change that. So that's something for the future once I've sorted that out. Once I've got the funds, because as far as Patreon money goes and the Gymquisition budget, I've been funneling that into all sorts of interesting future projects regarding the Gymquisition, future set pieces and bits and costuming for a few things that I'm really looking forward to. I'm doing something leading up to Halloween, which, fingers crossed, is going to be like really quite amusing and entertaining, or it's a joke that's going to be run into the ground because I've spent so much money on it that I've got to get my money's worth by repeating the joke a lot up until Halloween. So that's something else that you can look forward to. The Gymquisition itself is, I mean, the success of it is again beyond my expectation. I expected, as I've said this story before, I expected to lose half my viewers when I moved to my YouTube channel, and I didn't lose anything. And in the weeks afterwards, I doubled the viewers, and as subscribers go up and as people keep discovering the show, presumably that's just going to keep going up, which I love, because even though I don't make money off the Gymquisition directly from views, you know, it could get 500 views, and you know, it comes from Patreon anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I care deeply about the things I'm saying, so reaching a wider audience is just, I mean, it's still wonderful to happen, because I believe very strongly in the things I say. So it's really nice to see that so many people come and listen to what I say, even if they disagree. If they disagree but still enjoy hearing another perspective, then I feel like a good job's been done. You know, some of the best compliments I've ever received have come from people who are like, you know what, I don't agree with anything you've ever said, but I still enjoy watching your stuff, and learning that perspective. You know, that to me is a mark of me having done some good work. So the success of that's just been fantastic. Everything has just been on the up. Squirty Play has been doing really well. Early Access Squirt has been a bit more successful, which is good, because I don't think many people cover the Early Access stuff so much, which is, you know, it's an interesting topic because Early Access is such a divisive issue. Best of Steam Greenlight trailers is probably the second most successful thing on the second most popular thing on the channel. Apologies for the stuttering and all that. I'm doing this all, you know, I've not written anything down. I'm just trying to have a bit of a casual chat with you all, okay? But Best of Steam Greenlight trailers is still an intensely popular thing. I know some people think I rag on Greenlight a bit too much and they get a bit bored of it. You know, I would advise, if you are bored of it, maybe take a break from those videos, but a lot of people still really enjoy them, and I really enjoy making them, and I'm trying to make them into a bit more. I'm sure you've noticed I've gone from just commenting over the trailer and leaving it at that, to start talking about the description and any interesting comments. Started adding some music to it and a few more edited bits, just to make it into a bit more of a showy show rather than just basic commentary, which hopefully people are finding enjoyable. Blimey, it's been like 10 minutes already. I'm really good at talking about myself. What else? Is there anything else? I mean, I don't know what else to say to really express the sheer gratitude, joy and relief that everybody's support has given to me. Not just over the past few months, but over the years as well. Many times I think about the way I came into this industry and the way I behaved in this industry, and I think, you know what, you don't fucking deserve what's happening to you right now. You don't deserve to be doing so well. And you know, some days I convince myself that I do deserve it, and some days I don't. Now that's insecurity for you, I guess. But obviously people are really enjoying what I do, and can't say fairer than that. And I can only just be grateful every single day for that, at the risk of sounding soppy and simpering. I'm something of a latecomer to the YouTube game overall, really, all things considered. You know, there are guys like Angry Joe and whatnot who have been doing this for years and years and years, and have gotten to astronomical heights. And sorry, that sounded weird. I was trying to breathe and talk at the same time. And I only really started about a year and a half ago, 2 years maybe, if we're pushing it. Certainly only been taking it properly seriously for a year and a half maybe, and then obviously more full-time for a couple of months really, but the speed with which the subscriber count goes up, the speed with which the views have been doing, is just, I mean, it's blown me away. Obviously I know I had a leg up from my original career path, which gave me a nice base to start with, a kind of foundation that a lot of YouTubers aren't privileged enough to have. You know, privileged, lucky enough as well to have. So I came in running as, ooh, that sounded filthy. You know, I had a head start, but still, I mean, I started on YouTube as a nobody, which I found exciting. You know, here I was sort of entering this race late, starting again, as it were. I feel like I was a quote-unquote made man in old games media stuff, traditional games media. Whereas on YouTube, you know, it was full of people who just had no idea who this fucking arrogant prick was. And it's been exciting clawing my way back up and giving myself that new challenge, that new mountain to climb. And YouTube, of course, is one fucking hell of a mountain, you know? There are so many. There are more famous people on YouTube than I could even conceive of comprehending, if that sentence makes sense. But you know, there you go. So, but yeah, obviously everyone's support has just been incredible. The fact I've still been able to do everything that I wanted to do. You know, I can still do written reviews. Game developers and game publishers have, even as critical as I am, seem to be big enough to continue to work with me in that regard. Obviously, you know, I've talked about Konami and Square Enix, but Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, EA even, are all still sort of working with me for review copies and all that kind of shit. A lot of them, even when I speak to some of these people, seem to enjoy the kind of brutality that the Jimquisition delivers, even when it's aimed at them, which I always find fascinating. You know, I have fans in EA. I don't even know who they are because I get anonymous messages from them. but it's mind-boggling. You know, I really thought a lot of companies would take this as their chance to say he's irrelevant now, let's draw back, and I was prepared for that. You know, I've got the budget to continue doing what I love by just buying the games, but so far it's not worked out that way. A lot of just everyone's been on board and excited about me going independent, which, you know, that's taken the shackles off me a little bit. You know, no one's ever told me that I can or can't say something while I've been working for a company, but not having to deal with people going when I send in a video is really nice, and I think it's emboldened me to be a little more. Oh, I mean, you can see the videos I've done. You know, "fuck Konami" has become a almost weekly catchphrase now. It's given me that boost to be even more out there with the criticism of the industry, which has been great. And I really am rambling at this point, so I'm going to wrap up. But again, at the risk of sounding like a watery, leaky, drippy little penis, thank you all so much. It's been one fucking ridiculous ride, and I cannot be more thankful that you've all decided to come along with me on it. I thought I had more news. I told you about the t-shirts. They're coming out on Tuesday, fingers crossed. I told you about how well the site. I told you about everything. I got a Mad Max shirt that says "Oh, what a lovely day" on it, and another one that says "We Are All Things," so that's good. But yeah, in the near future, look forward to Jimquisition being having even more elaborate, ridiculous things in it. You know, I've been adding to the intros and outros and post-credit stingers and things like that. Got plans for all sorts of stuff like that coming up. More upgraded equipment that I want to get done. Site redesign, the t-shirt stuff. I mean, there's too much for me to even keep track of. I'm starting to workshop ideas for potential new shows as well, you know, see if we can get something else regular done, because I know people would love to see more of that. But that's all stuff for the future. More Jimquisition Live stuff. Jimquisition Live 2 has been confirmed for Screw Attack Gaming Convention next year, so if you're planning to be in the Texas area next July, then swing on by. That's going to be good, and with how just mind-blowingly successful the last one was, for which again my gratitude cannot be expressed adequately. You know, it's given me the confidence to look into perhaps taking the show to a few other places. You know, as much as I don't like travel, you know, I know I've got to be in the UK in September 2016 anyway, so maybe a London Jimquisition/Podquisition thing could happen, no promises. Maybe a few little toury places in some bigger cities. We'll see how it goes. But until then, thank God for me, as it were, and thank God for you, and thank God this is working so far, because I would be both embarrassed and dead in a ditch. So thank God none of that's happened yet. I will chat to you all again at another time, and thanks. Fucking thanks.